Lexie Natasha tweeted and was just saying a bunch about pride and how proud she was of this team. Have you kind of had similar emotions the last couple of days, and how do you balance that with a very painful ending to the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think
Something massive just dropped, and if you are a fan of women's basketball, or honestly just someone who pays attention to the biggest moments in sports, you need to hear this right now. Two of the most talked about names in the entire WNBA just made a move that nobody saw coming, and the way it unfolded had the internet completely losing its mind within hours. There was no press conference, no formal statement, no high-budget production, just a 5-second TikTok that somehow said everything. But what sits behind that short clip goes much deeper than a simple re-signing, and once you see the full picture of what is being built in Indianapolis right now, you'll understand exactly why people are calling this the beginning of something historic. Let's start with Lexie Hull. If you've been overlooking her, now is the time to wake up. Hull, a 26-year-old product of Stanford University, was drafted 6th overall by the Indiana Fever back in 2022, and for a long time, she was viewed as one of those steady, dependable pieces, the kind of player you respect but don't necessarily spotlight. That narrative completely changed in 2025, with Caitlin Clark sidelined for most of the season due to a severe groin injury and bone bruising in her left knee. Hull stepped into a role that shocked even the most loyal Fever supporters. She posted career highs across the board, 7.2 points per game, 4.3 rebounds, and 1.8 assists, while appearing in all 44 regular season games. Then the playoffs arrived, and she somehow elevated her performance even further, averaging 10.3 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists per game as Indiana pushed all the way to the semifinals, where they ultimately fell to the Las Vegas Aces in an overtime Game 5 thriller. A player once labeled as a supporting piece had transformed into the emotional and competitive backbone of the franchise, so when free agency opened and Hull entered the market as a restricted free agent, every team in the league began making calls. The Fever understood exactly what was at stake. This wasn't just about retaining a player, it was about protecting something that had taken years to build. Indiana's front office, led by GM Wnba, acted quickly, but what made the moment unforgettable wasn't just a contract, it was how the news broke. Hull posted a TikTok, and not just any TikTok. She brought Caitlin Clark into the moment, and together they lip-synced to a viral track in a way that felt completely natural. Clark mouthed, "Tell a friend to tell a friend," and then Hull turned toward the camera with a smile and delivered, "She's back." It didn't feel scripted, it didn't feel like a marketing rollout. It felt real, two teammates, clearly close, sharing a major moment in the most effortless way possible. The internet exploded almost instantly. Within hours, the clip was everywhere, and the top comment on Hull's post came from Clark herself, typing in all caps. That kind of chemistry isn't something you can manufacture, it's genuine, and it translates directly onto the court. But here's where things become even more compelling. Hull wasn't just waiting around for Indiana to bring her back. Reports indicated she was one of the most sought-after free agents available, seriously considering multiple offers from other franchises. This was a player who had just proven she could lead a team deep into the playoffs, and the rest of the league recognized it. There were real possibilities that she could leave Indianapolis. The fact that she chose to stay speaks volumes, not only about her loyalty but also about what she believes this team can become. In her official statement, Hull made it clear, Indiana feels like home, and there is unfinished business. That phrase carries weight. It reflects a player who came close to something meaningful and is determined to finish the job. What makes this move even more significant is the timing. Hull's return comes during one of the most transformative off-seasons in league history. After months of negotiations, the WNBA and its Players Association finalized a new collective bargaining agreement that dramatically reshapes the financial structure of the league. The salary cap is increasing significantly, player salaries are rising across the board, and the league is entering a new economic era. The center of that shift is Caitlin Clark. Her rise has not only elevated her own profile but has also changed the visibility and commercial power of the entire league. Despite limited games due to injury, her impact remained undeniable, driving attendance, boosting ratings, and increasing engagement across every platform. Her endorsement deals alone place her among the highest-earning athletes in women's sports, and now, with improved salary structures, players like Clark are finally beginning to see compensation that better reflects their true value. This isn't just about one player, it's about a league evolving in real time. Meanwhile, subtle social media interactions hinted at even more potential moves. Clark's playful comment tagging Sophie Cunningham sparked speculation about another possible return. Hull joined the exchange, Cunningham responded, and fans immediately began connecting the dots. Was it just friendly banter, or something more? Either way, it highlighted the chemistry and connection within this group. Indiana has already secured key pieces. Kelsey Mitchell remains a cornerstone, Aaliyah Boston anchors the front court, and new additions bring depth and versatility. With Hull now locked in, the roster is coming together in a way that feels intentional and cohesive. Looking ahead, the 2026 Fever appear incredibly dangerous on paper. A healthy Caitlin Clark entering her prime, a strong supporting cast, and a fan base that is fully invested. This is no longer a team hoping to compete. This is a team preparing to contend at the highest level. What makes all of this feel different isn't just the talent, it's the culture. The relationships between players, the trust within the organization, and the shared belief in what they're building all point towards something bigger than a single season. And in the end, this wasn't just a contract announcement. It was a statement. A 5-second video managed to capture everything: authenticity, connection, and ambition. And if you're watching closely, it becomes clear, this isn't just another off-season move. This is the foundation of something much larger. Now the question isn't whether the Indiana Fever are contenders, it's whether the rest of the league is ready for what's coming next. The front office moved quickly, but what made this moment unforgettable wasn't the contract itself, it was how the announcement happened. Instead of a traditional release, Hull posted a TikTok featuring Caitlin Clark. The video was simple, natural, and completely authentic. There was no overproduction, no forced messaging, just two teammates sharing a moment that felt real. That authenticity is exactly why it resonated so strongly. Within hours, the video spread across every platform. Fans reacted instantly, breaking down every detail and celebrating what it meant for the team. The comments section became a reflection of excitement, belief, and anticipation. It wasn't just about Hull returning, it was about what her return represented for the future of the Indiana Fever. Because behind that moment lies something bigger: belief. Hull had options, real, competitive opportunities from other teams that could have taken her in a completely different direction. But she chose to stay. That decision speaks volumes. It reflects her belief in the organization, her trust in her teammates, and her confidence in what this roster can achieve moving forward. That belief is becoming a defining trait of this Indiana team. It's not just about talent, it's about connection. When you watch Hull and Clark, you can see a level of understanding that goes beyond basic teamwork. There is trust, communication, and a shared approach to the game that cannot be forced. Moments like the TikTok video only reinforce what is already visible on the court, and that matters more than people think. In professional basketball, talent alone is not enough. Teams that succeed consistently are built on chemistry, trust, and a shared identity. Indiana is starting to develop all of those elements at the same time. The league itself is evolving. The new financial structure of the Wnba is creating opportunities that didn't exist before. Salaries are rising, the salary cap is expanding, and players are finally being compensated in a way that reflects their impact. This shift is not just about numbers, it represents growth, recognition, and a new era for the league. The center of that shift is Caitlin Clark. Her influence extends far beyond her performance on the court. She draws attention, creates narratives, and brings new audiences into the game. Even during periods when she wasn't playing, her presence